this video up, so I'm not just going to do it live, I'm also going to leave it for you guys to come back and have a look at so you understand what I'm talking about. Now, I want to first talk about what full body training is supposed to do, and then what I want to discuss with you is why we do a split routine and why it's probably not appropriate for anyone greater than a beginner or intermediate level to be doing a full body training split. Okay, so let's go through these list of 4 things that I've actually put up in terms of discussing why we do a full body training. So key number 1 is to learn technique. Now, the reason that we do full body training 3 or 4 times a week is we're trying to learn technique. So we're doing all the different movements, okay, and trying to learn the different movement patterns so that we can actually go and improve our technique. So it's really sort of a very good way of educating the body on how to move. So we teach the muscles how to recruit more fibers. Now that comes with, first of all, learning the movement, and the body becomes more efficient at that movement, and then you actually get more neuromuscular sort of stimulation, and you recruit more muscle fibers. When you do a movement to start with, it's imperfect. As it gets better, we actually improve the amount of muscle fibers that we learn to use. Now, obviously with the more frequency, that helps to learn and reiterate good technique, and also it helps to increase our strength more rapidly because we're actually training each exercise 3 times a week, and we're learning how to go and do that exercise more regularly, okay? So the frequency is very good for increasing strength, because strength comes through technique, through muscle recruitment, as well as developing muscle gains, okay? So if you're getting obviously a stronger, a stronger lift, you're getting that through efficiency of technique, recruitment of muscle fibers, and increased muscle size. All right. Now, why do we use a split routine? As we develop more intensity, we fatigue quicker. We know that. Okay. So if you're lifting more weight and you're taking sets closer to failure and you're actually able to use more muscle fibers, fatigue happens quite quickly. Okay. And this is not just muscular. The reason that we also do a split routine is because we want to be able to actually focus on different body parts. So let's say, for example, we're doing our full body routine. We've got 8 exercises in there, 1 for chest, 1 for back, 1 for shoulders, 1 for quads, 1 for hamstrings, maybe 1 for calves, 1 for arms, and 1 for legs. That's 9. When we get to our last muscle groups, we're going to be more fatigued. So what we like to do is we like to split our routine, okay, into obviously less body parts so we can focus more on those body parts. Okay, now this is really important that we do this, because what that means is that obviously you're going to put your bigger compound movements at the beginning of the workout, but because you're doing your bigger compounds at the beginning of the workout, there's more fatigue, and because there's more fatigue, you're probably going to be able to then not be able to generate the same amount of strength, okay? And then what we do is we obviously go to the next body part, because then that body part is fresher. But if you've got 9 different body parts to run in a session and you've got to warm up each exercise individually for a body part, because you are lifting bigger weights and because obviously you need to be able to go and develop that efficiency in each exercise and get that sort of neural programming happening on each muscle group, you fatigue quite quickly, okay? The reason that we do our pyramids on each exercise is because we're actually neural priming the muscle. So we do a warm-up set and another warm-up set, and we get close to our actual working set. And then as we go through our second and third exercise for a body part, we're already warm, we've already created those neural patterns, but we're just using different angles. Okay. Now, the other reason that we do it is we want to actually be able to hit muscle groups and have more time for recovery in between muscle groups. Okay. So having more time for recovery in between muscle groups is quite important, because When you develop more intensity, you create more fatigue in a muscle, but you also create more potential damage to a muscle, and it takes longer to recover, okay? And because you've got a longer recovery time, you've got to obviously have a bigger time in between workouts. So what we do is we split workouts. We go and say do legs on one day, we do maybe chest, shoulders and triceps on another day, we do back and biceps. The legs are sore, we can do chest and triceps. The pushing groups are sore, then we go and do back and biceps, okay? Then we may have a day off after that, we recover, and then we come back and do it all again. But if you're training every body part every day, you don't have that same amount of recovery. And if you're increasing your intensity, you're increasing your recovery time. Because we know that based on studies, we can actually increase our strength probably up to 400-500%, but our recovery ability probably only increases by 50%. Okay, and that's an important factor to take into account. Now, the other thing that we do when we actually do a split routine is allow more volume for each body part, which means we can hit different areas of that body part. For example, chest, we might do lower part of the chest, middle part of the chest, upper part of the chest. And what that allows us to do is go and hit the different parts of the chest. For back, we might do upper back, we might do lower lats, we might do more trap area, so middle part of the back. And we do different exercises that obviously don't completely target that exercise, but they focus on that exercise. And we also may do biceps on a different day than we do back, because maybe we want to hit our biceps. So it allows us to be a little bit more sort of able to focus on different body parts. Now with a full body split, you can't focus on different body parts. Maybe we can actually change the split around. Maybe we can do more legs at the beginning of one workout and then maybe more upper body at the other one. But why do that when we can have an upper body workout and a lower body workout? Why do that when we can do half of the upper body, the other half of the upper body, and then also the legs? Why not have a day where we focus more on arms, okay? And we can put that after we've obviously done chest, back, and shoulders. There is so many different ways that you can split a routine, but whereas when you're doing a full body training, if you're a more advanced bodybuilder, you're developing a lot of intensity, and with that intensity comes more recovery time. In my opinion, and based on the results I've had over the years with clients, I normally split routines when progress starts to wane on a full body program, and then I'll start splitting even more when that split routine doesn't work, okay? And I might change the split, or I might put different body parts in with groupings with other different body parts. But you've got to keep this in mind, guys. A lot of the studies that they do with full body splits, okay, they do it on beginners or intermediates. You do that on an advanced bodybuilder with the amount of intensity that they develop, and your results are going to very much vary. Now, let me tell you how things have changed a lot over the years in terms of splitting body parts. A lot of people said 4-day splits were great, so we did those for a while. People were getting really good results. They went, oh, you know what we're going to do? We think it's better if we actually do things more often. So we're going to split into 3 days. So we started doing push-pull legs. Then we said, oh, no, let's go and do a 2-day split. Okay? And then now we've suddenly gone back to full body part splits. What I'll tell you in the fitness industry is that things go around full circle. Eventually someone's going to go, oh, this full body workout is crap. I'm not getting the same results that I want to get. If I do a 2-day split or a 3-day split, then we're going to start going back to 3-day splits. And more science is going to come out to show that maybe the intensity and the volume was more important than the frequency. And we're going to start to sort of go back to that sort of thing. Science evolves, guys. At the moment, we believe in full body part splits. I'm going to tell you that it doesn't work for intermediates, and it certainly doesn't work for advanced, but it definitely works for beginners. So I'm not saying full body part splits don't have their place. I'm saying in the current fitness industry, if you're an advanced person who's been training for at least 6 months to a year, you probably want to start splitting your workouts because your intensity has picked up, especially if you've been consistent. Thanks for listening, guys. I'm going to share this one, this live out, and I'm going to obviously leave it here so you can watch it back if you've come in here late. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you next time.